Hi there all. I hope this can help you. I'm not sure if it will but if I've understood your question correctly, hopefully it will help you. Let me know if something doesn't make sense. Or if there's any other questions that you have. So as far as I understand, that you have a scene to structure. That you can't take measurements in the middle. 'Cause of the train until you want to do radio. Traversers going out from it. Lot long coordinates. That you can set up your grid in your GPS. So that you know where to go. So a crude way of doing this. We can try now. And I'm not sure if it'll be accurate enough for you. You can just let me know about that. Okay, so safest thing to do. If you do have like elevation data for the area, that would be great. And just to be able to visualize it. And to pick your points off of it. This is actually gravity. Data over the Tromsø anomaly in South Africa. But it's just to give you the general idea of how it would work. So try load your gravity, your innovation. They tend to cheer soft. And then we're gonna create a new database. So go database. New database. Let's give you a database and name. Click on the 3. I always click on my 3 dots. Just to check where it's saving it. I'm just going to create a folder called test, let me actually put your name so that I spell it right. Hope I do, just in case you asked more questions. Do you want to see KOK? And I'm gonna cool this day to raise him. Grid, cause I'm gonna. This is gonna be my grid that I'm gonna use in my field. Maybe I'll do _GPS. I try not to leave any spaces in the name just in case. Click on save. I'm gonna leave the default settings, 'cause it's not gonna be too big. Click OK. Something else that you need, that will help in this exercise, is try make sure that your grid is in UTM. You can see when I put my mouse on the grid, in the bottom right here, it says at zone 30 for south. Don't have it in that long because in your answers will come out here in that long. And we actually want them in meters. Mainly because you want to set the grid spacing. Give me a shout if you don't know how to convert this grid from GS. Add to from geographic to it, super easy. I can put a tutorial for you online. Okay, so we gonna do this in a crude way. Hopefully it's fine. If you need it to be more accurate, let me know. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go grid and image, utilities and grid profile. So you can actually draw a profile on the map, and it'll extract that you stay. And even though it's an extra gravity, that is, I'm really just interested in the X and why that is. It's gonna extract, so I'm gonna click gravity profile. It asks you what grid do you want to get the values from. It really is not important. At least you need to know the elevation values. You could maybe choose your elevation group here. Not too important, but leave me. I'll go here to elevation, Oh, so give me a shout if you're not sure how to get to elevation data. I'd use each other potato, at which you can download for free in line. I think it's only got a resolution of like 90 meters. It's not great if you got better local. Top of the area that would be helpful, so you just need to make sure there's a number here. So a line number. And the method here I want it to be digitized from math. And then most important sample into the. Now you have to answer this question. How often do you want to sample? And is it gravity? If it's gravity, maybe. And you're gonna be 10 or 20 meters. Is it magnetics? And you've got to walk. And then I'm sure it will sample quite often. But I'm assuming that if you've got a separate GPS unit, it's not a walk mag. So your choice. It also depends on the memory of your GPS. If it can't load too many points, you don't want to make this. Then you're too small. Now let's put in 10. Or let's maybe do 15. Because what happens is you can pace out 5 meters. If, for example, you using a magnetometer, you want to record every 5 meters. You can pace out 5 meters. Pace out another 5 meters. And then your GPS will ever ride at the third set of 5 meters. It will ever ride at that point. But if you got tons of memory, you're welcome to make this smaller. Click OK. And let me just talk about the unit here. Sample interval 15. This will be the unit of your map or your grid. And our grid is already UT. And it's in meters, so this is 15 meters. And this is where the problem lies. If your grid is in let long, because then this is 15 degrees. And that causes a problem. So you need to get your group into meters. Let's click OK. Enter the point on the profile. So where's our start point? Right button when done. Escape to cancel. Now what that means, click OK. I'm gonna start wherever you think you're gonna start your profile. I'm gonna click there. And, with my left mouse passing, I'm gonna drag out to ready to be straight line. As far as you think it might be. And you can if you want. Check beforehand. I'll show you how far you wanna go. And I'm not sure how long you want your profiles to be. I'm gonna click again. In the profile, and I'm gonna right click and go done. And as soon as I do that, actually line 1 appears in my database next to it. And you can see it even shows topography data. How long is this line? There's 2 ways we can measure that. Now click for me on your database. Go to Map Tools. Go Line Path. And now this is gonna plug this as a line. Let's click OK. OK, and there's your line. How you can measure the distance is you right-click on your screen, go ruler. Click at the beginning and click at the end. And you'll see in the bottom right hand of your screen It says 663,000, so that's 63 kilometers. Which I'm assuming is much further when you want to go. So what you could actually do, if you want to get rid of that, just click done. When you first see this map, you could actually see, okay, I want to do a 5-kilometer profile. And a right click here, go click at the beginning of where you think you'll start. And 5 kilometers is about there, so it's quite small, and it's cause this anomaly is very large. But you just need to use your data and just check what is best. Okay, and now we're just gonna do that several times. So I go grid and image utilities grid profile. Important thing to remember is change 1. Cause if you leave it the same, that's gonna write over your data. Click OK, click OK. And it's and. You can either just go the north-southeast way, waste, or if you want to do info points. Like I said, this is a very crude method because I'm using my eye to approximate what angle to go out at. I don't know how accurate you need to be. Does this need to be at 45 degrees? Then it'll take a bit more effort figuring it out. But if you can just do it visually, then that's the easiest way. Gonna click again on the screen. Left click to end it. Right click done. And you can see here it's added line 2. I don't know how much you know about databases. If you want to go back, click over here in this top left corner. Right-click list shows you your lines already. So we wanted to go back to 1 and just click on 1. Now it hasn't plotted it out for me. You don't have to plot it. You can do it all at the end. But I'm gonna plot it again, just so that I can see where to put my next line. I don't want to put it too close. Click on my database. It's selected. Go Map Tools Line Path. I'm not gonna change anything, click OK. It's plotted it for you. In case I'm gonna go through doing that now and I should work. I'm gonna change up to 3, pick a K, pick. Wait if I wanna start. Keep me in the end. Right click done. Okay, and you can plot that one out. You can be as accurate as you need to. I'm gonna just do it quickly so we can see, yeah. End product. Yeah. And so you can actually do this to do as many lines as you want. As many lines as you have the time and energy to do. Something else you can do if these are too long. Just do them at first randomly freehand. And then you can actually go to the database later and defeat rows. If there's too many rows, I'll show you now how to do that. 6. Almost finished. Okay, and yeah. What to do? And the last one. Also, if you're not sure where to start it, you might actually want to soon and a bit more too big to understand. What your values are like is a topography. Too harsh here. If you need to check topographic values, I'm not sure if you know. You put your mouse on the screen, right? Click Go Grid Values. Choose the name of the grid. In case you got a few of them, click on it. Click on that location. And again in the bottom right hand of the screen, it gives you a value. Excuse me there. Once is -1, 22 cause this is gravity. But excuse me, you will get topographic values. And you can have an idea if that's a good place to start. So you can actually do this check before you plot and start any of your lines. So now I've finished all my life. I'm gonna go Met Tools line path, okay? And it's extra plotting all of them going out. So now, you can add more if you would like. I'm gonna check what the distances are along these profiles. How you do that? You got database tools, channel tools. Go down here, make distance channel. What are your X and Y values? These have to be in meters to be able to calculate distance, and then here output channel. It's automatically gonna call it distance. And I'm gonna click OK. If nothing appears, don't panic. Click on a blank heading. Right-click list. Click on distance. Click OK, and so this is in meters. Because you used X and Y between meters. Scroll down, you can see this is a long line. And so if I click on my database, it actually shows you where you on the map. You can see, as I click on the data, the cross here, over here is moving. Another thing, maybe you want to look at the topography along the line. Click on this heading. Right-click. Show profile. Only works if just the heading is blue. If the whole column is blue, it doesn't work. You just need to click a few times until just the heading is blue. So this is your topography. So maybe you're not happy with this whole. You're not gonna do this. This part here cause it too long. So easiest thing, you can actually scroll through your data and do this. And go from. Maybe you want to go up here from distance to 20. Maybe 20-kilometer line is more than enough. Pick you and you act you need to pick on the bed. You hear this first colors just as number. Then you drag down. Pick shift and all of them are highlighted. Right-click delete rows. And you say delete. Yes, and it's just gonna give you this. This is your shortened profile. If you want to replot it, you just right-click on the screen here. Go rescale all, it stretches it out. So don't be confused by my data. This is gravity. That's why it's a bit wrong. And say I'll give it a try, give me a shout if it didn't make sense or if you need to convert your coordinates from geographic to letter to UTM.